Peace. 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 What's good, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well. I'm doing well. Back for another check-in. You know, hold on, let me share this out real quick. Yeah. Peace, I'm back. Just wanted to share it out. Matter of fact, I really want to do it one more time to the book. There you go. Yep. Just wanted to get into a little talk today. You know, give a little advice to myself and to anybody who want to listen. I think it's this subject is probably a thing that a lot of us struggle with in everyday life, you know, with a lot of things, you know, but I'm probably directing this towards myself definitely, and towards people who are making who are calling people to different things, calling people to uplift their mindsets, calling people to self-educate themselves, people to deprogram their minds, you know, people that's calling people to unlearn programming that we've learned, that we have received over the years. You know what I mean? Most of us that's, you know, in this particular movement, I'm gonna call it a movement because it's definitely a movement, because it's a lot of us, you know, we talking our talk, you know what I'm saying? And I'm hopeful that most of us is walking the walk. You know, we being about, you know, the things that we talking about. You know what I'm saying? Especially because when you calling people to something that's really kind of difficult, it's hard on us. You know what I mean? To go against the grain, to go against the programming, to basically go against the system of things. You know what I mean? The people that's calling the people to be upright and stuff like that, they have to be upright and sincere, you know, in their call and in their actions. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of things that we've previously learned, especially from religion, you know, call us to it's already, like I said, it's already built into a certain aspect, certain high aspects, you know, especially dealing with the issue of sincerity, you know, even in the Christian dogma, you know, it's like a old saying about, you know, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven. This is like this is the main reason for a person going to church, preaching, you know, whatever, you know, everything that Christianity entails and all of that. The same thing in Islam. You know, in Islam we were taught to have sincerity, which is called ikhlas. So to have ikhlas in all of our actions, you know what I mean, especially in pertaining to calling people to something that's good. You know, having sincere, you know, sincere intentions, you know, having sincerity. So, but I think that's like a thing that's kind of difficult on a lot of people. because even when we get to certain points, we may get to a point where as though we could be becoming competitive in this call, like competing with one another, who coming out with the best talks and who getting the most likes and follows and views and all that kind of stuff. And I think, I know that people, because this stuff is already, we already programmed, especially if you ever been on any kind of disciplined lifestyle or religion, you already know that people are going to fall into competitions inside of these calls, and then may fall into like even deeper, getting into like showing off. And showing off, being insincere, that stuff affects the power and the strength and the effectiveness of your call. Because when you start doing things just to be seen in the eyes of men or women, you stay. Peace. What's good, homie? When you're getting into when you get into showing off and doing things to be seen, it just takes away from the strength and the power or whatever it is that you're trying to relate to the people. That's why, I advise myself and anybody want to listen is, really to get your mindset, get yourself together with what you really trying to do and what you're trying to say, in your call to the people, if you're trying to guide them to something that's better for them. You know what I mean? And you got to be on it, you got to be on it your own self. You got to live a clean life. You know what I mean? You got to live a clean life. If you living a clean life, that covers a lot. What's up with you, man? I can't call it, man. Just trying to give a little advice for the day, little check-in for the day. You know what I mean? Hit that like button for me, State. Yeah, hit that joint. Hit that like button for me. But yeah, you can hit that. You can flood that like button on the real tip. But and a lot of times when the people is watching you, once you step into the realm of being somebody who's calling and somebody who's trying to advise the people to change and all different stuff, you really you're under a microscope more so than you was before. You know what I mean? Now people is interested in who you are and what you're doing. I mean, what you do on a daily basis, how you living, things of that nature. You telling people to go against, go against the program, go against the religion, or go against the so-called school of thought they've been brought up on. You got to be living right. You know what I mean? That's something you got to do. That's just like in other facets of life, like, you may be into sports and stuff like that, you know what I mean? And you're trying to advise athletes to live a certain way and to be disciplined. You gotta be disciplined too, even if you're a coach or a more experienced athlete in that particular sport. You gotta live a certain way in order to set an example for the people that you're trying to advise. You know what I'm saying? And, I advise myself and anybody want to listen, don't get caught up into the competition thing with people. Trying to put out content with saying things, that was hot, what bro said or what sis said and all that. Yeah, it's all good, man, because sometimes we do make statements and we say things that hit home for a lot of people. You know what I mean? But at the same time, we can't make that our reason, our reason for saying what we're saying. Because if you're truly trying to uplift the people and you're trying to be a part of this movement, this awakening that's really happening, and anybody who is conscious of what's going on now, they know that there's a great awakening that's happening with the people. And if you're trying to be a part of it by way of calling people and trying to advise people to get with it, then you got to know that your word carries more weight than it did when you was just living a regular life. So you can't be on the same type of lifestyle. You can't be on the same type of things. You can't think the same type of way. You know, and truth be told, you really got to take on the hero mentality, and set an example for people. You know what I mean? And I put the same thing on myself, because I know for a fact I'm not going to listen to nobody that ain't respectable in my eyes. If I see you, if you trying to tell people to pray or whatever case, because I'm just saying I got a history in life, but if you trying to advise people to do things, and I've experienced that, and you ain't living right, I ain't going to listen to you. I ain't going to want to hear it. I ain't going to take you seriously. You know what I mean? So we want the people to uplift and to elevate. So we don't want to get in the way of that. So if you is one of the ones that's taking it upon themselves to call, then you gotta live right, and you have to strive to be that way. And nobody's perfect. And I ain't trying to give nobody or myself a way out or a way to be irresponsible, like just shuck and jive it off and be like, oh, but you know, ain't nobody perfect. And this, no, yeah, ain't nobody perfect. But the same way, these imperfect people that we all is, everybody ain't taking on to their shoulders to be calling people this stuff. So, you know, I myself, I have decided on my own self to be a certain way, to live a certain way, and to call the people to be brave, you know, to think with their own mind, you know what I mean, to reevaluate their upbringing, their education, their indoctrination from religion and things of that nature. You got to reevaluate. I'm saying reevaluate. Check yourself. Check what they trying to tell you. So being as though I've done that, I'm doing that. I know that I gotta raise the bar on my own self first, before I even, you know, I've already raised the bar. But I'm just saying, it's many of us on this platform and the other platforms that are doing the same thing. Sharing information, reposting, creating forums for people to talk about genealogy, true history, just different things. You know what I mean? A lot of different things that the people really in the past didn't really get into or talk about because they were scared. You know, because you know they always, most of the stuff that's for our good, we've been scared away from it through these different things like public education, secular education, religion, and stuff like that. So we actually, we're growing out of that. We're getting out of that, a lot of us, and it's a whole movement, and it's a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? And I would have to say I'm gonna take the responsibility of being one of the ones to be. I'm able to hold the hand of people on certain levels due to the fact I've already walked through certain blocks and boundaries and pitfalls and stuff to get where I am now. Even to just be speaking, just like I always say, like, you know, I've been open to real and true information for a very long time, but I haven't always been the one that be talking about it. You know what I'm saying? And you know, now that I'm here now, doing what, you know, I'm saying what I'm saying. You know, I just really want to urge people to remain strong. But you won't be able to remain strong if you're not living right and you're not being sincere, or you're doing it just to be seen, or just to, you know, you acting conscious or whatever because you want to talk to this pretty girl, or If you're a woman, you know what I mean, you acting like you conscious and stuff like that, just because that's your way to get close to some guy that you like. Because it don't really matter, because eventually you're gonna have to stand on your words. You're gonna have to stand on what you say you want. You know what I mean? So it'll show, but we don't want to. You know what I'm saying? We want the people to uplift and elevate in reality. So like we don't really look forward to people not being able to be who they say they are. We really want people to be elevated and to be who they say they are. You know what I'm saying? And if we truly here to help each other, we should be trying to assist each other with maintaining a firm and a strong course, and not to go off of it. There's multiple things that in this new world you're gonna have to have knowledge of in order to protect yourself, in order to understand really what's going on. It's been going on. It's just that now that a lot of veils have been lifted, it seems like the world is more free. It just is, because our minds, we letting go of the fear, we letting go of old belief systems, and we learning about the way that things really should be, and a lot of us is really truly implementing. So, I'm just saying, the sincerity thing, like in all other movements in the past, the level of sincerity of the people, it gets in the way. If the people are not sincere, then it'll get in the way at some point. That's if the people are not being sincere, and they're not truly about what they say they're about. Things like that. People being insincere, it'll start causing problems. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're supposed to believe or know about certain things, and you're supposed to live a certain way, you know what I mean? And this virtual world, this is a real world. Social media is a real world. You know what I mean? So just like people used to say, when you would express that you had some type of religious belief, and then people that just couldn't understand that you had this religious belief that could keep you away from doing, like, let's say, bad things or opposite of what was supposed to be good, right? Back in that world, right? And they would say, man, but this is the real world. You tripping. You talking about, I can't make no money like this, or I shouldn't sleep with this girl, or whatever the case may be. I shouldn't do this or I shouldn't do that because of the belief, right? Well, I'm past belief. I'm on what I know, and I know how certain kinds of negativity affect you as an individual, as a being. You know what I mean? How it affects your energy. So I still say some of the same things that that you should stay away from. It's just I'm on more firmer knowledge as opposed to a belief. Because as they say, you can believe in you can believe in a lot of things that ain't true. And we've done that. A lot of us have lived our whole lives on having beliefs that wasn't necessarily true. But we just want to get to a better state. We want to operate and function, on a higher level. Hit that like button if you're in here. If you come in and out, hit that like button for me. The other day I was talking about the astrology and the astronomy, and I wish I would have did a little bit more research on it. But I was listening to a brother. It's a brother named Rod Hayes. He put out a lot of good stuff. Y'all should find him on YouTube. Rod Hayes. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of platforms. He does a lot of talks on multiple platforms. But his name is Rod Hayes. You probably could hashtag Free Larry Hoover, and you'll see him pop up on all that stuff. But even with dealing with astrology and astronomy, actually Martin Luther King's birthday was a special day, was something special in relation to all of that. And we should start knowing and understanding that a lot of these so-called holidays, right? They function as ways to increase the system that's already that's still going down. But, that's still functioning as we speak, to keep it strong and to keep the people in a state of confusion. You know what I'm saying? Like these sports events, it's like you got the Super Bowl coming. It's a ritual, and it's all based on, trust me, it's based on astronomy. It's based on, some type of occult knowledge that the average person don't know about or understand. And we just got to be careful. But, on the journey, as you start learning, because I'm actually, already got into learning more, reading. I got a couple books on astrology. I don't got no astronomy books on astronomy, but I do the best I can on the daily to just get stronger and stronger with it. You know what I'm saying? So that I can better know myself and better know how to operate in this reality. You know what I mean? And that's that's really soul traveling. That's really where that's where I'm at. You know what I mean? And that's where I think that we all should be. I see there's a couple people in here watching, and I appreciate it. Hit that like button for me. You know what I mean? And every day we should be doing something for ourselves to uplift, ourselves and our reality. You know what I mean? And this is a freestyle. It's really just a check-in, because I ain't really checked in a couple days. And I really want good for myself, and I love myself, and I love and respect the people. You know what I mean? That's why. Well, that's not the only reason why. When people, because a lot of people we in a very strong spiritual time. So it's a lot of people that's doing and saying certain things. They doing it because they urge to go that way, and I'm one of them. So I'm going to do my part. When God speak to me, or what I perceive to be God, I'm going to do what it tell me to do. And I'm going to continue to do that until you tell me to stop. But the true people who got a connection with the Creator, they on the same thing. They know, they understand. And this is not no rat race. This ain't no thing where it's every day. It's not really about warfare every day. It's just not. Even when you go into you get into this higher knowledge, and you got circles constantly bashing out other groups about this, that, or the other. I mean, it's cool because you want the people to have correct information about everything. We do want people to be informed correctly. But if we want to go into we trying to create a more peaceful reality, better reality for ourselves, we got to get away from the bashing, of people just because they want something different, or maybe they just ain't came across some of the information that you got. We got to stop looking down at people, because they ignorant. All that stuff is from the old ways, the ways that we really want to get away from. You know, that stuff has been inbred into us. So we have to, you know, uplift ourselves, decalcify our brains, our mindsets, decalcify the mindset, decalcify the third eye. Do the best you can, and get away from having these bad thoughts about each other. Because if I don't know something, and you say that you care for me, only thing you gotta do is just tell me in a respectful way. And if I can, you know what I mean, if I can get into it right there at that moment, I'm gonna get into it, and I'm gonna take heed to it. If you coming at me the wrong way and you don't speaking to me with respect, or you know, if I see you as not having like a certain kind of character to be telling me something, then I'm gonna disregard it. That's another reason why you gotta be sincere and you gotta live right, because people ain't gonna pay you no mind if you ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Hit that like button. I see somebody. In fact, I'm gonna share this out. I'm gonna stay on for a little while longer. But yeah. Yeah, but that's all. That's all I really wanted to talk about. Plus another check-in. You know what I mean? And always, I kind of like, you know, we in this time. I don't know. It's a lot of. You got to watch out for a lot of stuff. We in a time when the magic spells that's on the people. It's kind of like a spell to make us become forgetful. The same way the spells that have been on us for years and been put on us for years is it's all about being heedless. Meaning somebody could tell you, hey yo, it's fluoride in the water, don't drink the water. But we under so many spells and we dumb down so much, we don't care. We just be heedless to that type of warning. But we getting out of that. We getting out of it. Slowly but surely, day by day. You know. And just be careful. Be careful about all the, you know. Another thing I want to warn people about these manufactured heroes that they put out on the mainstream. I'm starting to see a lot of new mainstream heroes being created. You know what I mean? And the more conscious you become, the more you know, you'll understand that a lot of these people that they elevate as heroes, they zeros for real, especially to the average people. You know what I mean? Even like some of these entertainers and stuff like that. You know, these men wearing dresses, you know, all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Because shoot, I ain't gonna lie. Like I was kind of upset at a couple athletes and everything that I formerly looked up to and respected. You know, on a certain level, and then come and find out these dudes in wore dresses and all that different stuff. And, you know, that kind of thing. But when you see somebody, you gotta scrutinize. You scrutinize everything. Even scrutinize me. That's what you gotta do. Because there's a lot of people being elevated. They being elevated on purpose. It's not organic. They want the people to look to these kind of people. And these people ain't real. Well, they ain't for the people. You know, and they've been doing this is an old game. It's an old game. But the people, it's couple more of us, a little more more conscious than we used to be. So I'm just saying, I want to warn people against these entertainers being elevated, you know what I mean, as your leader, you know, as real people, regular people, average people, you know, and as political leaders and different people, you know, your leaders should not be, I'm not going to say they should not be, but we have to get out of the mindset of being that foolish where you think that these people's sayings and all that different stuff, these people can't even relate to you on no levels. I don't care where they come from. I don't care that they was like grew up poor, so called, or none of that stuff. Scrutinize these people. Look at what they doing and how they living. Try to find out if you know somebody that really truly knows them or have known them in order for you to take them seriously. Because if you're being seen on the mainstream, watch out for it. I ain't going for it. Because one thing that I've learned that most of the people, the people that have done that have benefited the world or fought for the world and all that different stuff, we don't know these people. They don't want they don't want us to know them. They want us to know the guy that they could initiate into a group or pay off or, you know, whatever. They want us to know them, and they elevate these people, and these people ain't for us. And they just try to keep us going in a circle, you know. But we'll be all right. We definitely gonna be all right. We made it this far, you know what I mean. But yeah, I think I'm gonna dial out. Everybody done dialed out on me, but yeah, keep that in mind. Stay positive. Respect yourself. Show love. Learn something new. Stop being scared. Control your environment. Put up boundaries against negativity. Don't worry about what nobody thinks. And do the right things. Always. And hopefully, inshallah, I'll talk to you soon. Peace.